So, around last year, I wanted to make a game. You see, I'm a broke ass college student and I'm tired of having the independence of your average 12-year-old. Sure, I could get a job, but the problem is I have to go and speak to people, and that's cringe. Anyways, I have a joy for making shit and being creative, which is why game development falls right up my alley. Of course, it also helps that I know programming and I've been fucking around at Blender for a good 4 years now. It's not even the first time I've tried to make a game either. It turns out that making a game is not fucking easy. At least making a good game isn't. Of course, anyone can go and slap some assets together, but then you stop being a 3D artist and start being a scam artist. They are very different things. What comes to mind when you think of games? Characters, movement, mechanics, story, etc. I chose to focus on characters first, which you may have already guessed by the title of this video. Now I know it's more practical as a solo dev to go low poly, be simple with the art because you only have so much time to make this shit. But I'm fucking null pointer, damn it. I won't settle for just convenience. I have standards to hold myself to. The first character I made was actually for a different video game. It was going pretty well, but my Windows crashed and I lost all my data. So that video game is just memory, as is the character now. Maybe I should get around to recreating her in a future video someday, as a way to look back and see how I've improved. But that's neither here nor there. The process I decided was firstly, come up with the character concept in words. That way the character has meaning and intent baked into every aspect of the design. This should be pretty obvious and every character artist will tell you to do this step first. It doesn't matter how pretty your art is if there's no soul to it. So you can think of the step as creating a soul for your character. The next stage, creating sketches like creating a body to express the soul. I simply made this T-pose in Krita so I could sculpt it in Blender. Well, I say simply, but that's a lie. It did take me quite a bit of work to get something I was happy with. I started with a rough sketch, then I created a new layer, lowered the opacity of the sketch, and made another, less rough sketch. Rinse and repeat until satisfied. The merits of having all of those layers is that you can mix and match to various iterations. Next I sculpted her. I already tried out sculpting in the past before, and they all tended to look like garbage since my skills were F tier. Anyways, at this point, having a great concept sketch really helped me out since usually I just freestyle everything. My knowledge of anatomy isn't great, but I'd say I'm still happy with the result. The proportions you might have noticed are a little exaggerated, but that was by design. Though some people might have a problem with that regardless. But hey, it fits the idea I had for her, and that's all that matters. The next stages are more technical. You could explain them, but honestly, if you want to learn about them, just go watch a tutorial. It's pretty dry knowledge and not something I'd expect most people to care about. To be specific, here are the keywords you can search: retopology, UV, unwrapping, and rigging. I'm sure you can figure out the rest yourself. Okay, character number 2. I don't exactly remember the moment when I wanted to make this character, but yeah, I basically thought that biblically accurate angels look sick as hell, so I had to make a great character concept. You can see some of the sketches I've made here and the concept sketch I made later. I like the first character though. For this character I didn't do sculpting, instead I directly modeled everything. For 3 reasons. The old model, the face didn't really have much detail to begin with. I just needed a silhouette. But in the new model, you can see there's a lot of detail on the face. And since this is an anime style, sculpting isn't really that much of a help. For the body, where sculpting would be helpful, I ended up poly modeling in Gravity Sketch because I got a VR headset recently. So I originally wanted to sculpt in VR, but problem is there's not many VR sculpting apps available on Linux. Basically none, that I could find at least. So I ended up having to get the next best alternative, which was Gravity Sketch. And that isn't really a sculpting app, it's a poly modeling app. But I digress. The wing was a little concerned with making until I looked it up and I saw how other people did it. And I just copied what they did. It's pretty simple actually, despite how it looks. You just create a few feathers, a spine for the wings, and you copy paste the feathers until you're happy with it. Then once I made a single wing, I just copy pasted that wing too. Well, I say copy paste, but before that I rigged it so I could have a bit more variation between the copies. pose the wings and so on. Later, I ended up applying the armature and re-rigging the thing. Anyways, I'm not entirely comfortable with the whole rigging and animating process yet. That's the part I have the least experience with it in this whole pipeline. And there are a few resources too for learning it compared to all that other stuff. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll come back again when I do something interesting. Consider liking and subscribing, please. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.